What's up, everybody? Sloppy Joe here. So today we're going to talk about field stripping your AK-47. So I'm going to keep this real short and sweet. We're going to go through the extremely difficult task of field stripping your AK variant weapon, whether it be an AK-74, AK-47, milled, stamped. We're going to go through both because I have both available to me. So we're going to get into that, and we'll show you guys, if you're new to AKs and thinking about jumping into one, whether it be from the AR world, bullpups, whatever it is, and you're thinking about buying your first AK, we're going to go through a quick video on how to break one of these things down for basic maintenance, cleaning, field stripping. So let's get to it. Okay, so here are the weapons in question. You've just bought your first AK, whether it be a Romanian Wasser, a Bulgarian, a Russian, an Egyptian, a Pole, a Yugoslav, a Chinese, whether you've just spent some money, you've gotten a Krebs, a rifle, whatever it is. They all basically break down the same. So what we're going to go through is the basic field strip of your AK. If you've never done this before, or you're thinking about doing it for the first time and you don't know quite what to do, the steps. So we're going to go through that. I'm not going to do it on this SGL because, and only because, it has a Ultimec fitted to the gas tube. And the only downside to that for educational purposes is this is not removable in the traditional sense. So if you're buying your first AK, it's not going to have one of these. It's going to have the traditional style gas tube, which is removable. This is removable, but to do so, you've got to take a couple extra steps. You've got to remove your bottom handguard, and then you're going to need a hex tool to remove these screws and the bands that attach it to the barrel. So I'm not going to break this rifle down because it breaks down pretty much the exact same way as this. And again, this is not what you're going to find on most of your AKs when you buy them brand new. So let's get this guy out of the way. And let's tear into this. So bear with me while I get my camera set up. Okay, so what you're going to need, and most AKs come with some kind of a tool for adjusting your front sight, or you're going to need it, specifically this style of little tool, or maybe slightly different depending, for removing the lever, moving this lever here to get this gas tube off, because these can be very, very stiff, and short of needing a hammer, you do need something that provides some extra leverage. So we'll get into that in a minute. So what you're going to want to do is, first and foremost, you're going to remove your magazine, set it aside. Then you're going to check that there's no rounds chambered. There are not. This gun is empty. So what you're going to do then is right here on the back of the receiver, on this dust top cover, there's this little spring-loaded push pin. You're going to push that in, and then you're going to lift your top cover up out of the way, set it aside. So then what you're going to see is your recoil spring. So what you're going to do is you're just going to push forward on the receiver and then just lift it up and out. Like so. Set it aside. So now what you can do is you can grab hold of your bolt, carrier, and piston group. You just slide it straight back to the back of the receiver, lift up and out. So real quick, so what you've got here is you've got your piston, you've got your carrier assembly, and then you've got your bolt. So if you need to clean your bolt, all you do is just rotate it to the back and then straight out. That's it. So you can now clean these, do whatever you have to do with them. So we'll set those aside for now. So now you're down to just your trigger group, which you really don't have to do anything with. If you do want to clean and oil around here, just when you, if you want to release the trigger, just take caution and hold it down with your thumb or a couple fingers, pull the trigger and gently let it go. You don't want to let it slap forward. So that's just peace of mind. We'll say that. So, other than that, now you can get in, if you have your microfiber towels, whatever, you can now get in all little nooks, crannies, whatever. So, from here, what you're going to do is if you need to take your gas tube off to clean, you're going to take your little handy tool, and it's got this little notch right here on the side. You're just going to put it right there, like so, and you're going to rotate up and out of the way. Now, I've oiled this and worked this back and forth, so it's gotten a lot easier, but the first day I needed a small rubber mallet to beat that out. It was really stiff. So, you're going to rotate that up and out of the way. You can grab hold of your top gas tube, lift it up, and, oh, maybe not. Hold on. Oh, there. And also, this you can't over-rotate. If you over-rotate it, it won't lift up and away. So, just line it up and you'll see where the little lineup is. And once you get it there, this will just lift up and out. So that's it. So now with this, you can take your brush, clean it out, whatever you need to do, set it aside. Now, that is basically field stripped. You don't have to go any further. If you want to, if you for some reason need to remove this bottom handguard, this same tool, again, it does have a little flat head. There's a little lever right there that I'm going to position myself to where I can get at it easily. So all you're doing is, hopefully the camera will pick this up, but there's a little lever there that you need to rotate up and out of the way. And I'm doing this left-handed, which I am not. There we go. That's it. So you lift that up out of the way, then you're going to slide that all forward, and your handguard drops away. So now you are as field stripped as you really absolutely have to be, but you can take it a step further. If you really want to, you can remove this muzzle device. So there's a little detent pin right there. There we go. So there's a little detent pin there, spring loaded. You just push down on it and you just rotate this guy out of the way. That's it. So now you have access to your threads, your bore, everything. So now, if you wanted to go even further, now you're talking about removing the trigger assembly, which you really, really don't have to do. But that's it. You are field stripped. You have really nothing else that you have to do to this weapon to fully maintain and clean it. All you would do at this point is, oil the working parts. You have your slides right here that your carrier assembly rides on. Oil or grease those, whatever you prefer. You would, run your bore snake, your CLP, whatever it might be, whatever you prefer, and that is it. So all we'd have to do at this point is just put it all back together. So what we're going to do is let's do that real fast. So we're going to put that guy on there, slide this down. Now, this all gets easier, I've learned, as you work in everything. When it's all brand new, nothing likes to work real easy. So again, when you're attaching this lever or pushing this lever down and it is stiff, you got the rear notch of this little tool, which fits conveniently just like that, and lets you work that over like so. So then you got your gas tube. Now front goes first, and then line it up just like so. Push down that lever. There we go. And there's a little notch, a little bump that it'll fall into place, and you'll feel that. So at this point, let's do this. Let's put the barrel device back on. So if your weapon happens to come with this style muzzle device, and you pull it out of the box and it's a little shaky, that's actually very natural. It's supposed to do that, because if you were to, and I'll show you this. If you thread this down all the way, it doesn't line up the way it's supposed to. So if I've threaded this all the way down, so you'll hear the click when it is in place. There. And it's a little shaky, but that's natural. No big deal. So Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our bolt assembly back together, like so, and then we're going to drop it into place, just like that. Slides forward, then your recoil spring goes in there, and then it just, you push forward, line up with the little notch on the back, drops into place, then your top cover, and you are good to go. There is nothing else you need to do. You have field stripped and put back together your brand new AK variant, or AK-47 or AK-74 variant rifle. That's it. There's nothing else to do. Same goes for, like I said, this is a milled gun. Same procedure for a stamped. The only reason I didn't show you the stamped is because of that top guard, or the Ultimac rail, which does not come off that easy. So that's it. That's all there is to it. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to ask. Hopefully, if you're thinking about your first AK, hopefully this helps convince you, because they are just, they're as simple can be. That's it. So, thanks for viewing, thanks for watching, share, subscribe, comments, questions, please. I'm always looking for feedback. Thank you guys. Talk to you.